Jake Paul versus Mike Perry just went down, and OMG, where do I even start? It was a lit night for boxing fans and everyone who tuned in to catch this epic showdown. This fight had everything you could ask for and more. The Jake Paul hype train keeps rolling as Paul ended the night with a brutal KO victory over Mike Perry. And trust me, it was bad. So bad that Conor McGregor fired Perry from the Bare Knuckle Fighting Championship. Yeah, you heard that right. Being part owner of BKFC, Conor can't let champs like Perry get whooped by a Disney kid. That's straight up embarrassing and throws a ton of shade at BKFC. But seriously, there are better ways to handle your frustration, Conor, because firing Mike Perry? That's kinda extreme. The notorious Conor McGregor didn't just stop here. He took a few digs at the man of the hour, Jake Paul, for the absurd weight difference in the fight. He's got a point, though. Jake Paul is naturally a 230-pounder, whereas Mike Perry, on the other hand, barely made it to 200 pounds. And the size difference was quite visible in the fight. Jake looked a lot bigger and stronger, making his punches more effective. Conor knew Jake had the upper hand, and it was kinda unfair to Mike Perry, yet he still decided to fire him. If that's not insane, then I don't know what is. Now, Jake Paul obviously had a few words to say about the whole situation during the post-fight conference, and you can't miss out on what he said. With his usual confidence and flair, Jake didn't hold back.
Hey, that's that you fired your BKFC champion, but
face of BKFC.
I told you that was going to happen. You know, I told you exactly what was going to happen. He was big upping his boy Mike Perry. I said, okay, Conor, like after I Mike Perry, then you're next. So Conor's on Twitter all the time. He's on his yacht all the time, but guess where he's not? In the ring fighting me. So he can talk all the fuck he wants, but the notorious MMA is scared of Jake Joseph Paul from Disney Channel. And I put that on my mama.
Conor is anything but scared of Jake Paul, but his actions aren't really making his argument strong here. If he wants to finally end Paul's career, he's gotta step into the ring himself. Sending guys like Mike Perry to do his work for him, only to get embarrassed in front of millions, isn't cutting it. It's time for Conor to stop hiding and face Jake head-on if he wants to prove he's the real deal. But we gotta hear it from Mike Perry. He was informed about this shocking news in the post-fight interview, and his reaction is just priceless.
He doesn't have a promotion because me and him are both owners of BKFC, so he can't fire me. We can fight in bare knuckle. Look at me, I lost to Jake Paul. Why don't you go fight Jake Paul in boxing with the gloves on? I think it would be worse than Conor McGregor versus Mayweather.
Now this just got wild. So you're telling me Conor McGregor and Mike Perry are both owners of BKFC, and one of them is trying to kick the other out? This beef between Conor and Mike could seriously shake up the whole BKFC scene. With the owners themselves throwing shade and clashing, it's like a full-blown power struggle that could end up unraveling BKFC from the inside out. The drama is real, and if these two can't sort things out, it might spell the end for BKFC as we know it. Logan Paul had some spicy takes on Conor firing Mike Perry, and he's not holding back. Logan's calling Conor two-faced, and honestly, he's got a point. When Mike Perry was on top, Conor was all about showering him with praise. But now that Perry's hit a rough patch, Conor just cuts him loose? That's straight up shady and kinda low.
McGregor fired Mike Perry.
Yep.
What a fucking dickhead, bro. What a dickhead. That's such a dude. That's like when he's winning, he wants to stay by his side, and when he's losing, he just drops him. Like, come on, bro. Come on. Be a good leader. That, like, it's shit happens. Jake's tough, Conor. Admit it. Admit it. Jake's tough, bro.
Will he
Jake's
fight
tough.
him? Would he fight you, brother?
Now let's take a look at how the fans are reacting to this news. Mike Perry getting fired sent the entire fight community into a frenzy. And from what I've seen, they're not too happy with Conor pulling this stunt. This is not going to do well for Conor's reputation. I mean, his own fans are starting to turn against him. At this point, Conor's got to step up and fight Jake Paul if he wants to prove he's more than just a trash talker on the sidelines. If he doesn't take action and actually beat Jake, he'll just be another guy who talks big but runs from the real action. Jake Paul's got two big fights on the horizon, one with Mike Tyson, and now he's just thrown down the gauntlet to another huge name, MMA superstar Alexa Pereira. That's right, Jake's stepping up his game and calling out Pereira. Alexa Pereira didn't waste a single second before accepting Jake's challenge. Yep, that's right. Pereira wants all the smoke, which is why he FaceTimed Jake right after he called him out live.
Hey, let's run it.
Let's go, one fight. Let's go, my brother.
Will Dana let you out?
With Dana Chidesa.
Dana let you out?
Yes. We'll talk to him. We'll talk to him.
Tell Dana.
Jen.
Dana.
Hey.
The bigger the guy, the harder they fall. The life work.
Falou, quanto mais alta eles são, mais maior que.
Mike Tyson, on the other hand, was watching the action live and didn't waste any time tweeting after seeing Jake Paul annihilate Mike Perry.
Different date, same fate. I'm gonna knock out Jake Paul.
It's going to be a tough one to call, especially after seeing what Jake did to Mike Perry. Jake Paul set the tone right from the jump, dropping Mike Perry with a savage overhand right in the first 30 seconds. And nope, it wasn't a fluke. He did it again in the next round. Perry hit the canvas twice, and everyone thought it was game over. But you know Perry's got that dog in him. You can never count him out. He came alive at the end of the second round, landing some solid shots on Paul. By the third round, things started slowing down for Jake. Perry's wild, dirty fighting style left Jake with a nasty cut on his head. It was getting real gritty out there. But hey, it's a boxing ring, and if you're placing bets, you gotta go with the boxer. Jake found his rhythm again and started picking Perry apart, punch by punch. Paul's precision and power were on full display in the fourth round. Perry was wobbling on his feet, barely hanging on. It was brutal. Perry turned into a human punching bag for Jake. The crowd was going wild, witnessing an intense and thrilling fight. Jake Paul put Perry to sleep and once again shut down all his critics. It's time to see Paul as a real force in the boxing world. And not to take anything away from Perry, he's still a beast in the BKFC. Or at least he was until Conor fired him. But one thing's clear, boxing just isn't Perry's game. Even though a lot of people were counting on Mike Perry to finally send Jake Paul back to Disney, and even Joe Rogan had his back. And if you know Joe, you know he's got the insight and knows what he's talking about.
Yo, how many people are counting out Mike Perry? Isn't that interesting?
I'm not counting him.
Bro, it's wild to me. And then in all the comments like, oh, dude, you must think it's bare knuckle. This is boxing. I'm like, oh, you don't know what a fucking dog Mike Perry is.
Yeah, he's a pit bull.
You need to do your goddamn research.
Mike
There's
Perry,
no quit.
He's a game-bred pit bull.
He's going to get in your fucking face for all 8 of those rounds. Anyone was like, oh, this is a gimmick fight. I'm like, you're a moron. But you're in the Mike Tyson fight? Get the fuck out of here.
Yeah, Mike Perry's dangerous. That's a super dangerous fight.
When is the Mike Tyson fight?
It's supposed to be in November. Supposed to be. But that is, who knows if it's ever going to happen. I mean, Mike has ulcers. He's a
The
58-year-old
most
man
old
with
man thing
ulcers.
ever to get
Yeah.
out of the fight.
Oh, Mike.
That's
Mike
like a
Tyson.
CEO problem.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He got on a plane.
Yeah, Mike Perry's fighting in July. It's July 20th.
Yeah.
Yep.
The
in
Mike Tyson
Tampa.
fight is in November. In Tampa, Florida, which is like that's Mike Perry's, like, that's his source.
So that's all from today's video. If you enjoyed it, remember to leave a like, subscribe, and ring that bell icon so you never miss our upcoming videos. And don't forget to share your thoughts in the comments section. Stay tuned, and we will catch you in the next video.